Thursday, welcome back. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. Social media, we are on Twitter, the Outweighted to Win, or on our WhatsApp number, which is there 0691643272. All you've got to do is send your name and email address to that WhatsApp and be part of it and get the information as well. We're on Full Racing TV, YouTube, all those sorts of things. We're now just a couple of days away from the World Sports Betting Championships finale this Saturday, and we're looking forward, of course, to the Johnson's Workswear Computer Form Sprint, the World Sports Betting Premiers Champions Challenge, and there's so many other graded races, a culmination ultimately of a fantastic autumn season as we end here from a full racing perspective, and hope that it's going to be superb with lots of entertainment. Hope you're going to be at the races on Saturday. Darren Burrows, I'll start with you because the Malvings come together in the first with this horse Soldier's Eye, who's top of the boards at 19-10. But Mike de Kock and Craig Zaki are not going to let them get away with it from a market perspective. They join favourites at 19-10, so they bet 1 and 8 the pair. What do you make of it? You there, Darren? Morning.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, got you now. What do you like in the first? No
yes,
problem.
Clyde, Soldier's Eye is one of the horses to beat. She showed a terrific turn of foot last time out to beat Red Hot Rose, who's come out to win. The interesting runner, all the talk, we're recording a day in advance. This morning I got about 4 messages regarding number 5, Key Element, that she's the right horse. And on debut, a fair debut over 1,000 meters, but they've stepped her up to the 1,400. And I think she could be the horse to beat. So 1 and 5 to fight it out. And then Spring in Heaven, a definite runner too.
Okay, you, Daryl Marie, what do you make of it? The market's got the other two dominating, but interesting that Darren's made reference to the match at horse. What do you see?
Yeah, Clyde, I tipped to you at 8-1, and you said no more betting.
No more. Which one did you tip me? Which one?
Key Element. 8-1. Yeah, you said no.
My mind's gone. You see.
No more betting.
Can't see. Nah. Well, I mean, we'll creep back into. We'll get it back. But okay. If you're suggesting should we be taking? Are you saying we should be taking the 8-1 here?
That's what I told you, to take the 8-1, but you said
but it's 7-2 now. Yes. What are you?
Well, she flew on debut over 1,000 meters. She absolutely took off. She's related to Quasi for sure, who's a well above average sort. Full brother won over a mile. She's going to love the step up in trip, and from what I saw on debut, she's the filly to beat.
Wow.
I'm not convinced with this Batula form line. Number 8, Spring in Heaven, is 3 kilograms better off the Soldier's Eye, so she should be able to reverse that form. So I just went 5 and 8 in the bipod, Clyde.
Okay, it's interesting. Is that the race heirloom one you're talking about?
Yes.
So how strong was that? I mean, the company and the like, were they? Or you're not worried too much about the company. You're worried about the fact that she came.
Are you watching the replay?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what you think.
Well, she's 12 lengths off them with 200 to go.
Okay, and then?
And now she's absolutely flying. She's taking off like an absolute rocket in the end over there. I see why you guys like it now. Okay, yeah. All right, so green. Okay, makes a lot of sense. All right, well, there it is. It shows you why it's important. You've got to look at replays and look at the form. Okay, boys, let's put up Ricky. Thank you. Let's put our exotics up. 1 and 5 from Darren in the first leg of his bipot, by 2, 3 and 4, by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6, then banker 6, then 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 and 9, and 4 and 6 at the back, 360 Rand. And Daryl Marie, what has he got for us? He's going 5 and 8 in the first leg over here. So Key Element being one of them, and Spring in Heaven the other. By 2, 3 and 4, by 2 and 4, by banker 6, by 1, 3, 5, 8 and 9, by 3, 4, 6 and 7. Okay, now that we've seen the replay about this horse Key Element, I didn't listen at 8-1, at 7-2. It's bound to start much shorter after that replay. All right, let's get on to race number 2 on the card now. We run them over the mile here. Miss Christmas number 3 tops the boards at 14-10. Lucky Udalakis has been enjoying Christmas for the last 3 months. He's been having such a good run. 14-10 about the 3, Darren. 4 Unyielding is 2-1 second favourite. And number 2 thereafter is trading at 4-1. It's called Audabel. And then a 7, Dame Colleen, I think you can get 6 or 7s. And there's a first timer in here. I don't know anything much about it. Talk to My Lawyer is the name of the horse. and yeah, not much support just yet. So it's a place accumulator. We start there. Darren, what do you think we should do? How many do we need?
Clyde, I thought the value lies with Ida Ball, number 2 on the card. She's had the 2 comeback runs after a lengthy layoff. And last time out behind Radu, we've seen Keep the Fort win the other day from that form line. Broadlands went wrong, so you can ignore that run.
You're a shame.
Dangers, Miss Christmas, Unyielding, they're very limited. They've had their chances and they're not going to Hollywood. And then your first timer, Captain of All, out of a Royal Chalice mare. That mare must be ancient. But anyway, let's see the market with regards to her.
All right. Just a reminder again that Miss Christmas does top the board. You give it a chance?
She must have a chance, Clyde. We saw that combination team up with a filly that had also contested a work rider race with Mia Fiore. Yeah, she's coming out of a work rider event. Nothing to write home about, Clyde. What's her current price?
Miss Christmas?
Yes.
14 to 10.
No, that's madness. I would
You
never
think they'll
be
go 3
taking.
to 1 the field, yeah?
Unyielding,
sort of race.
she tends to over race, Clyde. Unyielding, but last time out she did settle. It was also in a work rider race. Just Miss Christmas's time was much quicker than Unyielding, much quicker. But I like number 2 over here, Ida Bell. I thought that was a very encouraging comeback after a rest. Going to strip much fitter. She loved the step up in trip, and all she has to do is reproduce that effort, and I think she'll get it right. 2, 3, 4 in that order.
Yeah. And Darren's already alluded to the fact that horse came out and won Keep the Fort from the Radu form line. And yeah, so got a chance. All right. Well, Ida Bell it is then, I guess. Here we go. Place accumulators. First leg 2, 3, 4 from Darren by 1, 2, 3, 4. By banker number 6 in the next leg of his place accumulator. That's Kian the Conqueror is back in action at Turffontein by 1, 3, and 5. Then he's going to banker the 4, Avo on Toast. Bring the salt and pepper, 1 and 3, and the last leg 3, 4, and 8. It's a 216 Rand perm. Daryl Marie in his place accumulators bankering Ida Bell by 2 and 4. Then he is bankering number 6, Kian the Conqueror as well. Then 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. Then 3, 4, 6, 7. Then 1 and 3, and 4 and 8. And it seems like he's had too much of Avo on Toast because it's not bankering that. So there are a couple there. 160 Rand from Daryl's side. Yeah, not the easiest races coming up now. So it's a maiden plate over 1,200 metres, but there'd be a few in here with chances, and damned if I do. Number 2 on the card tops the boards at 2 to 1, Darren. Muziyeni's taken the ride for the Roy Magnus stable. Number 3, Southern Style, second choice at 15 to 4. And then number 1, Ghost Ship, who's trading at 5 to 1. What's your first choice, sir?
I like a bit of Ghost Ship from the Tony Peters stable. Now, this filly came to the course with a reputation when she was beaten by Tiz Magic 2.5 lengths. That was a good debut. After that, tried 1450, faded out of contention very late. Last time out, the blinkers went on, no kind of run. They've removed the blinkers. In this type of company, if she's any good, she could win. Damned if I do. Just watch her go to post. She hasn't been moving too well, and that's the reason why. The money's been down, and she's disappointed time and time again. But this is a weak field. When you see a horse like Southern Style at around, 15 to 4, and she's had 18 starts in the maiden, then it can't be a strong field. Others to consider, As You Car's got a chance. United's Ransom, the drop-in trip. It does get tricky, but I like a bit of Ghost Ship.
Yeah, okay. Ghost Ship, it may well be. It's an open race. Maybe Azaka is the right horse in the race. It could be. It's been building into, third run after the rest. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it had that break. I see they've got Caden Brewer now riding it. Yeah, it's open. It's hard.
Yeah. I thought Dennis Schwarz is the stable jockey to Tony Peter.
Also thought so.
He's on number 6, United's Ransom.
Yeah, that's the horse. That's the horse that gets away. Eh?
Yeah, over Ghost Ship. So that's the only reason why I went against Ghost Ship, because I'm not really a fan of United's Ransom. But Ghost Ship found a lot of support on debut, and then drifted out. A lot of support in her second start. She must be really showing good work at home. So I wouldn't be shocked to see her win, because this isn't a strong lineup whatsoever. Darren hit the nail on the head with number 2. Damned if I do. She doesn't really move too well. So watch her. Maybe that short break, they've ironed out a few issues. I like Azucar. Number 4, Clyde. Third run off the arrest. Have a look at her 2 comeback runs. Drawn 11 out of 12 and 10 out of 10. She now cracks that draw, and we saw that combination boot home a winner in, what was it, Angels? Yesterday, the staying race.
Yes, Angel's Wish.
Angel's Wish, yes. Looks like she's peaking now, so get some luck in running at least from a good draw.
Brett Weber's got a few in a race like this that might have chances. That he's got quite a couple. I see he's got a horse here called, Lifter ons de Vriende. What is it? Onderende.
Lifter sonder einde.
What is it?
Lifter sonder einde.
Lifter.
Love without
Love
limits.
without limits. Is that what it means?
And look at
Lifter
the
ons
love,
einde.
love without end.
How do you say it again? Pronounce it. Lifter what?
Come on, Clyde.
No, I'm commentating tomorrow. I need to know.
How were you pronouncing Atandiwe's name yesterday?
Andilwe, yes. So what do you say? Lifter ons wat?
Lifter sonder einde.
Lifter sonder einde. Lifter ons vir einde. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, Lifter
Lovely.
ons. Okay. Well, yeah, Lifter, I love you. Right, here we go. This is the story, basically, where we are now. And the story looks like this. Darren Burrows 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 by Banker the 6 in the next leg, which, as you heard already, is Kian the Conqueror. It's a pick 6 for Darren, and then Field, and then 1, 2, 4, 6, then 1 and 3, and the last leg 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 288 Rand in the pick 6. The first leg here at Turffontein. Lifter onser einde. Into the handicap we go, race number 4 now, and 6 Kian the Conqueror is 7-2, but not favourite because they've got the source top of the boards from Johan Janssen van Vieren stable, Fostanova, that does dominate at the moment, ahead of the 6 Kian the Conqueror, and 5 Goliath Heron is 5-1. 9 Smith and Wesson, which Daryl Marie's been for a few times, is 5-1, and number 4 Vegas High Rise is at 11-2. Now we know Darren's big on Kian the Conqueror because he's bankered it. Now, what's your take on this horse?
Very big. I can't believe his current price, Clyde. You know, he's a young up-and-coming 3-year-old, very lightly raced. He's had one poor run, Clyde. That was his second run after arrest. Possibly a bit too handy on that occasion, but certainly much better than that effort. Now, last time out, we were at Johnny Peters's house. Am I correct in saying? And this was loomed up like he was going to go away and win by a good few lengths. Might have hit the front too soon. He did pick up a penalty. I'm not reading into that whatsoever, Clyde, because this horse is ahead of the handicapper. And I like the fact that the Speciard is starting to come back to really good form. So I think he's way ahead of the handicapper. Going to get the run of the race. Just hope he's not too slow, because he does have a tendency to come out sluggish. But offer 87 and 53.5 to shoulder, he'll take some beating.
You're not worried he's dropping in distance, right?
No, he quickens up too well, Clyde. He really. I think he'll romp if I'm quite honest.
No, I hope you're right about that. What I picked up about Kian the Conqueror is that he moves up with a ton of running, and then he doesn't go through with it. You know, he's almost like I don't want to say that he's holding his breath, don't get me wrong, but it's almost, I get that impression. But I hope you guys are right. Kian the Conqueror is the right one. Mr. Burrows, I know this is your banker, so I'm assuming race over.
Yes, Clyde. Last time out, the 1400, I mean, it was up the straight. You know, that 14 straight to go handy it's very hard to stay on all the way to the line. He skipped away from Stormy Winter, and Stormy Winter, he was a course specialist that day, and he's won plenty races. So Kian the Conqueror, that was a solid effort. I can see him starting in the region of 18 to 10 race time. So if you want to climb into the 7-2 or 4-1 currently, I think you're going to get a good price at that. From a one draw, if he jumps well, he's in contention. I think he'll win. He's currently off his rating. I think he's handicapped to win still.
Okay, so we'll shout Marco van Rensburg home here. 7-2 about the 6 key on the Conqueror. We're going for that in a big way. Darren's bankering the 6 by field by 1, 2, 4, and 6, and 1 and 3 at the back. Race number 5 on the card today is sprint them over 1,000 metres. Number 3, Cosmic Star, tops the boards at 2-1. 4, Nettleton is at 5-1. And number 1, Stormy Seas is 6-1. You can get 7s and better about the others. Our reminder about Twitter. If you use it, we at Waiter to Win's our handle. WhatsApp number. YouTube, 4 Racing TV. We're all over the place. And it's good to see that we get the continued support as we do. Thank you so much for all your suggestions, and we read every one of your messages. Be sure of that. We know and we appreciate. 3, Cosmic Star, Mr. Burrows, tops the boards, 2-1. Gavin Lorena's in the saddle, and it was good to see him in the winner's enclosure at the Val during the course of the week. We are recording this, by the way, on Wednesday, just so that you know. What do you make of the favourite? And if not the favourite, then who's the horse to beat?
Clyde, Cosmic Star, I'm not too sure. The drop-in trip, I don't think is ideal, because on debut, he was a good few lengths off the speed, a little bit outpaced, and he ran on very late to snatch second. Last time out, the step-up in trip suited him down to the ground. He was a runaway winner. He did beat Fort Lauderdale, who came out to win a very weak work rider race. So Covert Operator, for me, the horse to beat from a good draw. He did beat Stormy Seas and Nose 4 runs back, and he's 1.5 kilos better off with Stormy Seas. So 5 to beat 1, to beat 3, but I did play the field in the pick 6.
Okay, so Covert or Covert Opera. I like to pronounce it Covert because it's pronounceable Covert or Covert. You choose whatever you want, and I feel more comfortable pronouncing it Covert, to be honest. But anyway, I was criticised for calling it Covert before, so, but it is what it is. But it's 7-1 Covert Operator, and I don't know if that's your first choice, like is Darren.
Yeah, he's a big runner, Clyde. He's a course and distance specialist. Just last time out, he was a little bit naughty behind the pens. Hopefully he loads quietly. You can see he's off a competitive rating, so neat draw. He's going to have every opportunity once again. Clyde, Stormy Seas.
Yes.
I thought that last start, he did very well, Clyde.
Right.
He carried top weights on that occasion, and he was closing in the latter stages. So it's never easy to give them weight and start. So
Sure.
I think there was a little bit of merit in that placing. Now he's got the one draw. If you like his chances, you have to have healthy respect for Dark Tide, because nothing separating the two of them, and they meet at the same weight terms. And then the joker in the pack, I don't know what price he is. What's a Tiger?
I'll tell you now what price it is. It's 12-1.
Yes,
That's
this horse.
number 8.
Sianda's ridden him in the past, Clyde. Now, take note, there's a jockey change. Sianda Sasiba's riding him, minus 2 kilograms. So he's only got 50 and 51.5 to shoulder. And Sianda let him lose
Minus
too soon.
2 kilograms, you
Yeah.
say? So he'll have 51, won't he?
51.5.
Oh, well, I thought he was called at 53.
Samanga's plus half.
Oh, Plosy plus. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He let him lose too soon on that run behind Captain Dizzy.
Right.
Later start, he was poorly drawn around the bend with Keegan. He has to be competitive of his current rating, Clyde. Just a little bit concerned why he was rested after his last start. Anyway, like Darren said, it's a wide open race and it's a nightmare.
Open race, nightmare. Well, okay, what do we do with a nightmare race? Well, in the jackpot, the plan is to do as follows. It's the second jackpot, races 5, 6, 7, 8, and Daryl going as many as he can afford to with 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9, by 3, 4, 6, and 7, by 1, 3, 4, 6, 10, and 13, and the last leg of each jackpot, 4, 7, and 8. Remember, we're recording this on Wednesday. So we've got a few more to go now, guys, and we're on to Wakanda, where that's favourite number one on the card, Wakanda, for Roy Magna Muzieni. They topped the boards at 2-1. For Avo on Toast, we were with Joe Somer in the week of Racing TV workshop. We went to go visit and show the new guys exactly how it all works, and there was a lot that had to be digested, but they all seemed to enjoy it. And Avo on Toast was, well, they were all impressed with the name and that, that whole story, 28-10. But I was impressed, Daryl, with the way this horse won. I mean, it pulled away from the field and it actually won impressively. I don't know if the form's been franked and what they beat, but in the manner and the acceleration whichever on Toast turned it on, I was quite happy with.
Yeah, Clyde. She couldn't have been more impressive. Number one, they went very quick on that occasion. United's Ransom was in that race.
That's
and
right. Yeah.
She stopped like a
Sure.
Mossy
Yes.
inside that final 50. So, number two, Call to Glory went to KZN, started deep in the red. She didn't frank that form. Number three, Clyde. Now, I want to get your opinion on this. That race was run in very sticky conditions, right?
Yes.
Over testing, turffontein stand side up the hill, 1,400 meters. Now you're on the inside track, you're on firmer going.
Yeah.
Is that of any concern to you, or were you just impressed with the way in the manner in which she won? Those are my reservations. It's a different ball game from a heavy stand side track to a quick inside track. It's like chalk and cheese, Clyde. So that's my reservation. She could come out and bolt up once again. Would I be shocked? Absolutely not. But that is in the back of my mind
about,
the concern.
Okay. No, that's understandable. That's
so simple. Have a look at this filly, Clyde. She's run to Miss Daisy, Maharani, Featherboa. In her penultimate start, she gave African Torrent 8 kilograms, Clyde.
Sure.
She's been rested now. She's off the track for 5 months. I'm fairly convinced that Mark the Cock gets him fit enough. So off a current rating of 82, I'm going to say she's going to run a blinder. So that's my each way play. Simple.
Simple. May well be the play. There are a few. Mr. Burrows, your take on it?
Clyde, I was very impressed with Avon Toast in both her starts because over the 1160 on a firm track, first time out, she should never have lost. I mean, she lost ground at the start. She switched all over the show and absolutely took off. And last time out, she came from the clouds and won going away on a sticky track. The speed's going to be on. I think she's going to be slicing through the field. I think she could have tons of ability. Prairie Falcon. Now, last time out, when they fitted the blinkers on, she absolutely trotted up. She sliced through the field on the inside, and she never actually came off the bit. She has had a short break, but from a good enough draw, Prairie Falcon, I make the danger to Avon Toast. And then the obvious others to consider were Conda and Princess Philippa.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with Prairie Falcon. I mean, it beat that horse Admiralty Archer, of course, came out and won immediately thereafter. So 4 and 6 for Darren Burrows in his jackpot. He's going both of them, Avo on Toast and Prairie Falcon, by 1 and 3. That's a pick 3, I beg your pardon. And then 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 and 8 at the back of his pick 3. Turffontein, Thursday. We're moving on now to our second last of the afternoon, race number 7. This is a Pinnacle Stakes over 1450 metres, Daryl. So with Pinnacles, at best line columns and all that sort of stuff tells a lot. So to help us out there, what's the best weighted horse in this race?
Best weighted horse is Sprinkles.
Sprinkles?
Yeah.
What number is that? What number Sprinkles, sorry?
12.
Number 12, okay. Yeah.
No, look at the jockey book.
18 to 1.
Yeah,
Sprinkles.
jockey booking. Nathan Klink ahead of Keegan de Mello. So that's not the right one from the yard.
Okay.
Maharani. Also, Clyde, look at the jockey booking. Cabello Mazzoniani ahead of Keegan de Mello. So that's not the right one from the yard.
Okay.
I'm not saying they can't win, Clyde.
No, fair enough.
Third best in is, joint second best in is Homely Girl. Keegan de Mello's taken that ride.
Right.
Of the Colts and Geldings, Team Gold is 4th best in, Clyde. I like the look of him. This track and trip is ideal for him. Needed his comeback starts from a wide draw. His 2 runs prior to his comeback run were on soft tracks. So I think he's going to run with the run of the race. I think we're really going to see the best of him.
Really.
So
And that
each way
form
for
line
me,
worked out very well, eh? That under your
yes,
spell.
Humdinger, Captain Peg,
Yeah. And loves the inside track Team Gold.
yes.
So you might be onto something, yeah?
I
What
like-
price is Team Gold?
I think he's 8 or 10 to
10
1.
to 1, 10 to 1. Team Gold, by the way, if you're not following, we call it the blind punter, inverted commas, and you haven't got something in front of you. It's number 3, Team Gold, 10 to 1, yeah?
Forever Mine, he loves this track and trip, Clyde. He's got enough toe to overcome that tricky draw. He'll run another decent race. But the race doesn't stop there. This was Willow Express. We fancied him to kill last time out. He went to the start terribly. He wasn't moving well, Clyde. I don't know if you recall. Louis Mtotwa rode him. Watch him how he moves. Because I think he's better than that late start. He was desperately unlucky in his penultimate start. Tricky, Clyde, but I think I found some value in Team Gold.
I want to get your view on Argo Alley. Is that just in for the run or something? Is something coming up later?
I'm not 100% sure what they're doing with him, Clyde. It looks like they're building him up towards something. Maybe he's going to KZN after this. Like you say, it could be one more prep run. The speed's going to be on here with Forever Mine and Vanderbilt. So he'll be doing his best work late. And he's a lovely horse, Clyde.
No,
I've got him in my
he's
perms.
one of my favourite horses.
I've got him in
Argo
my
Alley.
perms. Don't worry about that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Argo Alley took off like a rocket and ran them off their feet, to be quite frank, so be very careful. Mr. Burrows, what's your take, sir?
I thought between two horses, Forever Mine and Team Gold. I know it looks competitive on the betting and the form, but I thought a two-horse race between those two. Have a look at their last start. Forever Mine beats Team Gold narrowly, and he's 2 kilos worse off, but they're both course and distance specialists. Forever Mine loves it, and 11 draw, he'll overcome the draw and probably go to the front. And he'll be hard to catch. But Team Gold will be reeling him in. So I thought between 1 and 3.
Yep, you may well be onto the right one, you guys, with Team Gold particularly. Well, again, it goes back to the Hawaii Stakes with Forever Mine, who was in the race, and you saw, as Daryl alluded to, that Humdinger came out and won, and Captain Peg came out and won, and MK's Pride come out to run a cracking second. So there's lots in favour of Forever Mine, but Team Gold from both corners is the value horse in the race, priced up on Wednesday afternoon at 10 to 1. Classified stakes, we're on to the last, one of the more challenging races of the day. It's over the mile in this event. Market on Wednesday had number 4 Napoleon top of the boards at 28 to 10. Second choice number 3 Mkabizi at 7 to 2. 7 Tinder Dry at 6 to 1. And number 8 Quasi's Lady is at 6 to 1. You can get 7 to 1 about number 2 Labecchio, and then I think double figures about the other. So, Darren, let's go there. Let's start with, I don't know, should we start with Napoleon and talk about Napoleon, who's been in fairly solid form? I mean, you've got to say he's consistent.
Yes, Clyde. This horse used to run in the KZN. He was very competitive. He came to Cape Town for a couple of starts. He's finding his best form. Last time out, he was narrowly beaten by Bob's Your Uncle. He had Msabisi alongside him, only a head apart. So 3 and 4 have to be there. Quasi's Lady. Now, I don't think that was the best of rides last time out. She got caught 4 deep around the bend. The jock then opted to go for home and skipped 5 lengths clear at the 600 already. And that's why she found nothing the final 200 and stopped to a walk. We could see massive improvement from Quasi's Lady as long as she overcomes the draw this time and is held up for a run. The 2 Tyrant Zaki runners, Labecchio and Vesuvio, could prove value, and Tinder Dry not out of it. So for my first choice, Quasi's Lady over numbers 3 and 4.
Okay, number 8, Quasi's Lady, is a 6 to 1 shot. May well be the right horse if there was some human error, so to speak, in its last start. Your first choice?
No, terrible ride last time out. Shocking.
Was
I don't know if Brandon's carried on about Man's Nights ride, am I right?
Yes.
How would you compare Man's Nights is a work ride at Clyde. This was terrible. So, not surprised to see him.
All right, we all make mistakes.
Yes, absolutely. And he's an apprentice, and he's ridden some crackers, especially for Sean Terry. I mean, I'm just saying, you have to put a line through that start.
Sure.
You have to forgive her for that. She's loved the step up in trip. Clyde, it is a classified stakes race, and the fillies or the Ferro 6 coming best weighted over here. Tinder Dry is actually 5.5 kilograms better off for a length and a quarter. So you can't ignore her chances. And Napoleon, I mean, he's just getting there. It looks like he's ready now. Desperately unlucky last time out. Just caught in the shadows of the post. So if I have to go in order, I'm going 4-8-7.
Okay, 487 from that perspective in regards to the 8th race from Daryl Marie's side. And let's see how this all works out. We've got some plans for you around what the quartet is. Darren's going into quartets like this, where we go 3-4-8 to win, by 2-3-4-6-7-8 for second, by 2-3-4-6-7-8 for third, and field for fourth. It's a 480 Rand quartet. That takes care of our Thursday preview. Thank you all for watching. We look forward to joining you again when we go out Quebec way on Friday, and a weekend's preview. Looking forward to the World Sports Betting Championships finale. We'll be live at Turffontein Saturday morning.